probably from last week, but I changed them in mine, not yours. Did they link? Did you kill the feed? You can hear me?
God damn it, guys. This is why you don't mess with my settings!
God damn it, guys. This is why you don't mess with my settings!
See?
I think it's good to go.
I guess we know who the George Hardy of the bunch is going to be tonight.
Alrighty. Everyone say something real quick.
Hello? Hello? Testing, 1, 2, 3.
Hospitality.
You don't know what hunger pangs are, but we do.
That was a pretty damn good accent.
It's not really an accident. It's more kind of the way
All right.
Jay talks after a few shooters.
There we
Ethan,
go.
What you got?
Okay.
Ian?
Yes, we're finally fixed. Please don't mess with my fucking settings, gentlemen.
The only one who would have been
Don't-
Doc.
Yeah,
Don't say
don't even-
gentlemen.
don't-
I'll fucking fight you! No. Alright, let's
No,
go.
don't even look at me.
Quick fix. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Camp Slash Horrorcast, where we talk horror movies from the past every Monday at 8 p.m. Central Time, live on Twitch. I am your head camp counselor, Duck. I'm here with other head camp counselors. We got Jay. Oh, my God. McClintock. Jay, how you doing today, sir?
I am doing well.
Very nice. And then we got Austin. Don't piss on Jay. McDonald. Austin, how are you doing, sir?
I'm good, man. I'm good. How you doing?
Doing excellent, excellent. Next, we got David Nilbog. It's Goblin spelled backwards. Jessup. David, how are you, sir?
I am doing great, man.
Excellent, excellent. Next, we've got Corn. Not with a K. it's Jake, and you can't piss on hospitality. I won't allow it. Pinkston. Jake, how are you?
My dad will cut your little nuts off and eat them.
Oh, my God. What a line. Next to the fucking gangbang line after that. I don't know what the fuck was going on. And finally, we got Ethan. This movie has no trolls, Eastwood. Ethan, you are correct. How are you, sir?
Dude, it's called Troll 2, but the whole movie is fucking goblins.
It is Goblin.
What?
They're called goblins.
The fuck?
We'll get into it. There's some history to why it is that, so we'll discuss that. Let's talk real quick about the movie, released October 12th, 1990, with a runtime of 94 minutes. Here's the plot synopsis. Young Joshua is shocked to find out that his bedtime stories told by his grandpa, by the ghost of his grandpa, are about to come true. Soon, the vacationing family discovers that the entire town they're visiting is inhabited by goblins disguised as humans who plan to eat them. Troll 2, considered to be the best worst movie, according to the documentary, ever made. I don't know if it is or if it isn't, but we will discuss it. Let's first talk about our histories with this, starting with Austin. Austin, do you have any history with Troll 2?
Well, I had seen the excuse me. I had seen the documentary probably 10 years ago, I think on Netflix, and I really enjoyed the documentary, but I'd never actually seen the movie, and this was the first time I watched the movie.
So first time. So you've seen the documentary. You
Right.
kind of knew that there was the cult following behind it. You knew that a lot of people love this movie. And did the documentary kind of soften you for the movie? I saw it in reverse order, too. I saw the doc first, then the movie.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely has a lot of the content already in it, so you definitely know a lot of the big scenes before you get there. But I still, well, it's been, like I said, it's been 10 years since I watched the documentary, so there was a lot I forgot. And it was like a new experience to me. It was like, yeah, it's like I didn't know it at all.
Oh, I'm excited to find out whether you like that experience or not, because this is one of those ones that you can kind of be on the fence with. So we'll find out here in a minute. Corn, Jake, how about you? Do you have a history with Troll 2?
I mean, not really to speak of. I've caught it flipping through the channels several times, seen parts, and just like, this is the stupidest fucking thing ever, and just go about my business. But I saw the documentary already, knew about that, and yeah, it's a movie.
It's a movie.
Yes.
I know, I'm kind of on the fence too, so we'll get into that here in a minute. David, you were saying this is your first time watching it. You had to bribe your wife to watch it with you. Is that correct?
Yeah, well, here's the weird thing, man. I thought I had seen this movie before, but what it was my, was it called Mandela effect on my brain, where I had watched Troll, and I thought Troll was Troll 2, and I thought that was the worst movie ever. But yeah, I had never seen this, and I absolutely fucking loved it. And I watched the documentary right after the movie, and I loved that a thousand times more. It was a great watching experience. So yeah, man, it was awesome.
Much better than Mortal Kombat, then I take it.
Yes. Yeah.
Both.
So what was it? You said you had to bribe Lindsay with a steak dinner, so she
Yeah,
watched it with you?
basically, prime rib. Basically, I told her, I was like, listen, I have to watch this with somebody else because it's more enjoyable. It's like a Rocky Horror type of thing. You don't want to watch it by yourself. And she was like, well, you're buying me an expensive dinner then because this movie looks fucking awful. But she had fun too, man. We both had a blast watching it. You know, it's just so bonkers. It's absolutely insane. It was a lot of fun. And then the documentary again, I hope we can talk about that because I have a lot to say about that as well. But yeah, man, it was a really fun Saturday night.
Right, and for me, the documentary, like I said, softens it and kind of shows you what the fandom is. But that's why I said you need to watch it with somebody else. You have to watch it with a friend. You really do. So, Jay, I know you've got history with this. That's why I saved you for last on the history here. And then Ethan will go after that, but I'm sure he hasn't seen it, but he always goes last. But you do have a little bit of history with this movie, correct?
Yeah, I actually got really lucky in the fact that I remember Troll, the original, when it first came out, and then it just so happened to be playing on TBS on a Saturday night at 7 o'clock. And I was like, man, I remember Troll. Let's check it out. And I got to go through it all, and I was 12 when I saw it the second time, and I was like, man, this really takes me back. It was like one of the first times I think I'd actually felt some sort of nostalgia because the movie came out, I believe, in '86, and so it was 7 years later when I saw it, and I was like, man, that's a lot of fun. And it was cheesy, and it was cool to see Julia Louis-Dreyfus in it, and all these other actors. The main character, his name's Harry Potter Jr. They got sued, whatever.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who? Troll? They sued Harry Potter?
No, Troll. The original Troll, the main character is named Harry Potter Jr. And obviously Troll came out light years before the Harry Potter series came out.
Right.
But anyway, that's beside the point. But Cinemax, back in '93 as well, they were the king of having all the shit horror movie sequels. House 4, Demonic Toys versus, Puppet Master. All the fun ones, and right nestled in there was Troll 2, and I was like, bonus, let's check out this gem.
Hell yeah.
It was not a gem, but it was a lot of fun. The thing is, every time it was on, I can't explain it. It was a remote dropper. I don't know why it was a remote dropper, but it always made me stop wherever it was and see the whole fucking thing. I don't know why. Maybe I had a spell on it.
So the cult. This to you, you fall into the cult category where you really enjoy this.
I really do, and I know a lot of people, don't consider it a sequel, but when we get into that, I'll actually defend why I believe it's a very loose sequel.
Right on. And you've also met one of the stars of the movie, isn't that correct?
Yeah, I met George Hardy at a Texas Frightmare or something to that extent once upon a time, and he was kind of fucking scary in Troll 2. He reminded me a lot of my dad. I was like, this.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna piss on his son.
Yeah,
yeah.
my dad really actually liked the character. He's like, now that's a good actor right there.
Oh my god!
I'm just kidding. But no, he definitely thought it was. He definitely thought that he liked the character George Hardy. They had similarities, but yeah, he's a super cool guy in real life. Very down to earth.
So just like the documentary.
Yeah, he looks like a sweetheart.
Oh, he's got a practice. I believe it's in Alabama.
Yeah.
He actually says he gets a ton of work for his dentist practice at these conventions where people will go to him from all over the place just to say they got their teeth work done.
Yeah, wouldn't you want to get your fucking teeth done by George Hardy?
Yeah, I mean it's making him way more money than I'm sure acting ever will. But
Well, I love how in the documentary he's looking around one of the cons he's at. And he's like, "There is gingivitis all over
It's fucking gross."
All right, finally,
these people are fucking weird.
Yeah, I thought that was great, and then he was talking about us too. So I was like, oh shit. Well, there you go. All right, Ethan, do you got any history with the movie?
None whatsoever, per usual. This was my first time watching it today. I kind of ended up watching it with my roommate, who you probably saw in the background not but 2 seconds ago. I had it playing right here, and he was kind of tuning in and out of it, and we were just shitting on this movie the whole time through.
That's the
This
point.
thing is, it's so bad. Oh my god. I'm not gonna lie, guys. Y'all talk shit about Thanksgiving, but holy fuck, this movie.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing, and we talked about this during Thanksgiving.
Here we go.
What makes a good bad movie is that the creators thought they were making a good movie. Thanksgiving was made to be bad.
Yeah.
Troll 2, or AKA Goblin, that director to this day still thinks he made a good horror
Oh
movie.
yeah,
Yes,
Claudio
he
is.
does.
Dude, I love the guy that he meets at the beginning. He's like, "Yeah, sorry, I watched your movie whenever I was 15, and now I'm a movie producer." And he's like, "Yes, I am your inspiration."
Oh, and how he would get so pissed off when the actors were complaining. He would go, "Wrong, you're wrong,
An idiot.
you're an
There's
idiot."
nothing
So
to
he's the
dog,
Tommy
actor
Wiseau.
dog.
He's another Tommy Wiseau.
Dude,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's an Italian Tommy Wiseau. And
He
the thing
directed
that
so many movies, though.
yeah, 25 films.
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
got a ton of movies under his belt. It's freaking crazy. I guess you didn't get the chance to watch the documentary, did you?
No, I didn't.
Yeah,
It-
that's half
it
the
is-
fun, man.
It really is. It really is half the fun.
It'll
and
change
it's-
your perspective. Oh, I'm sorry, Dave.
No, I was just gonna say you really need to watch it back to back. It is one of those things where when you watch it together, it is. And listen, I was smiling, like my face hurt. I was smiling so much watching that documentary, and then when they went to UK and there was nobody there to see them, my smile went to a frown, and I got really sad. I was so sad for him, you know.
On
It
top
was-
of that, the hometown viewing. Like,
Yes,
he
that
saw
was
it
very
and
sad.
he's like, "Well, it's not the same. They weren't laughing." It was like,
because
no,
they're not fans. They're
Because
not
your
fans.
first viewing of this is very hard to get through, and I think
Yeah.
everyone will have the same reaction on the first viewing without being prompted to what's going on, which is going to be, "What the fuck am I watching?" But it sticks with you. It stays with you, like the stank of a toilet or something like that, and it gets better and better until you like your own stank. It works. Go ahead, David.
Well, one of the things that makes it work as far as a really bad film is that you have this huge. They don't understand each other. So the production crew is all Italian. They don't speak English. The actors aren't given the script. And so you have this chaos of an Italian director trying to direct an American horror movie, and he doesn't know the sensibilities of American teenagers or what it is. And so you have this product that is only created because of the chaos of Italians directing Americans. So you throw that in there as well. And then, of course, the incredibly small budget, you know, and it just makes
65,000.
it makes
Hold
for
on.
this insane
I'd like
movie.
to point out he knows how American teenagers
Yeah,
talk.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
say. He's like, "No, that's not how Americans do."
And it is proven he can direct in any language. It is
Yes.
science. So
Would y'all
let's
agree
get
That's
with
with
that.
that?
his hands.
Would y'all agree that this movie is kind of like this? Is why I look at it, especially after seeing the documentary. It feels like it's really a horror movie made in a vacuum
Absolutely.
of only the director's
Kirby?
vision.
Yes.
Just,
Yes.
It's such a singular vision that you can't say it's a ripoff of anything.
Mhm.
It is a holistically original work, bad as it may be when you look at it from a very materialistic viewpoint. It is definitely his. Like, I'll give you an example of just a shit director, Uwe Boll.
Yes.
Uwe Boll makes bad movies that people actually gave him good money to make.
And then he fights his critics.
Yeah, he fights his critics. Like, that's how much he feels like he has to defend it. But no one ever talks about Uwe Boll anymore.
No.
Everyone's
And
still
that-
talking about this guy.
And no one ever watches an Uwe Boll movie and is like, man, we got to have a midnight screening of Death House or something.
Right.
You know, and even though Uwe Boll, he is trying to make a good movie, which is one of the elements of a bad movie, but he just doesn't have that. There is no magic because this movie is so chaotic and so insane and so bonkers. I mean, you just have scene after scene, the daughter doing her dance routine in the mirror, the dialogue, and just the fact that this family is going on a vacation. And what do they call it? What kind of vacation do they call it? An exchange?
Yeah.
I think so.
It's,
Yeah,
house,
who the
it's house
fuck-
swap.
Yeah, who the fuck does that? Is that an Italian
Yeah.
thing?
TLC
Families.
years later.
Yeah.
TLC did it as a show, but it was so a month. You're gonna be gone for a whole month, and it was just such a bizarre everything about it. And I'll tell you what, man, I absolutely loved also The Preacher. I thought The Preacher was so
Yeah,
good.
he did great. Him
He
and
was
Yeah.
really familiar though. Was he in anything else that was decently big?
Dude, I looked up on the what is it, IBD?
IMDb.
Yeah, I think
IBDS.
most everybody in here has never done anything else again except for the teenage daughter. She still does work, but yeah, she doesn't
Christian
put this
movies.
on her. Yeah, she doesn't put this on her resume.
Pure flicks. She does pure flicks.
Yeah.
Or like Hallmark stuff.
Yeah, her and Kirk Cameron.
She's beautiful, man. She's gorgeous.
Yeah, she is.
Well, the main actor, the one who played Josh, and one of the things he talks about in the documentary is like, I was gonna be somebody. Like he
Yeah.
was in Tiger Beat magazine. He was like, I'm gonna be the next Kirk Cameron or whatever the fuck. Or,
Yeah.
I like whenever Don Packard was talking about how much he hated him and just wanted to shove his face into the green shit. He was like, I hated that fucking kid. I wonder if he even knew that he was talking to that kid right
I
there.
wondered
Because he
the
seemed
same
like
thing.
so out of place. Like, oh yeah, there's the guy with the accent. He was the dad. And like, he doesn't know any of these fucking people. He's like, oh, I hate that fucking kid.
Yeah, that cracked me up too. And then when he said I thought he said he was on LSD, he was just high on pot. But he goes like, I really was a deranged person. Like I felt like a crazy person. I was like, that's awesome. Yeah, I want to go back to what you said about this film being made in a vacuum. And David also said that the entire crew was Italian. The director during the documentary spoke way better English than he did back then. They had to go to the production assistant to actually translate everything. So everything he was saying was in Italian. Can you imagine that guy, the director, Claudio, just like forcefully screaming in Italian directions and then somebody having to translate them? And like they said, the Italians were very intense. Like they were very passionate. They wanted some stuff. I think it bled over to the acting is what it is, because the acting is cranked to 11 on everybody. And it's consistent. That's the thing that's fucked up. Like the bad acting is consistent across the board. Everyone is stated like if you are in a movie, usually you memorize your lines, you try to say them naturally, like we're talking now, maybe have some pauses in them. Everyone reads their lines like they're reading them off the script, like it's right in front of them.
Yep.
And that's like a gun, like a gun's pointed to their head the whole fucking time.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Fucking Mussolini behind the fucking bullhorn fucking yelling at your ass.
I think a perfect example of that is the singing of the row, row, row your boat in the
God
car.
damn,
They're
dude.
screaming it. And it was like, so much of this movie is just like, oh, it's like in your face.
Sing that song I like.
Yes,
How's it go?
yes.
Sing
What
that
the
song I
fuck?
like.
She fucking says that. She's like, oh, Josh, sing. And he's like, I don't want to sing.
Sing,
that song
motherfucker.
that I like. And he's like, okay, row, row, row your boat. And I was like, oh, that's the song that she likes. And she couldn't fucking remember. Like,
Because it's
Which is
public
weird.
domain.
If they used it for copyright, like that's a copyright-free song, they had Tasmanian Tiger in there, they had the Joker in there, they had a Batman poster in there, they had
Yeah.
a lot of stuff in
Yeah,
there. He was
they-
wearing a Mickey Mouse shirt at one
they had a
point.
fucking Daryl Strawberry fucking banner hanging up in his kid's room.
That's
Daryl
like the
Strawberry
idea.
showed up at one point. It was really fucking crazy.
I like the idea of the mom going home at the end of the night, like a long day at work. She pours herself a glass of wine. She puts her favorite CD in and hits play on Row, Row, Row Your Boat.
She doesn't sing it; she screams it. Do you
It's the
guys,
death metal
you guys,
version of it. The death metal
You
cover.
you guys remember Step Brothers, right?
Oh, of course.
You know the scene in the car where they're singing "Sweet Child of Mine."
Yeah.
The director, he said that was a direct inspiration from Troll 2.
Oh,
Like
wow.
that was his way. I just made that up. I'm sorry.
Damn.
Dude, you should have kept it.
I was in.
I was in.
I was
Like,
sold.
Adam
I was
McKay
wrong.
like fucking troll.
Does the story work? That's the question. The first time I watched it, it seemed all over the fucking place.
Does the
But-
story work?
How
Really?
about
Of
this?
all
How
the
about this?
possible
What?
questions you
How about
could
this,
ask,
Doug?
that's the one?
But
Tell us what the story is, because I
Yeah,
don't know
no,
what
we'll
it
let
is.
you know. We'll let
there's
you know if it works.
goblins, and well, I mean, the goblins live in the town, and they decide that they're going to do an exchange because they need food. So they
Oh,
bring
we
the
need some
family in,
food.
and then-
Hey, come hang out in our little goblin
I'm
house.
just
Oh,
saying,
yeah.
It's a small population of like 28 people. You see them all in the basement later during the sermon. It's all a trap to get this family, to get them to eat, to turn them into food. And then the popcorn scene happens, which I have no idea what the fuck that has to do with the rest of the movie. And then they put their hands on a stone, and the goblins disappear.
Not just any stone;
but
it's
then-
some Stonehenge, right? Like it's a
But
piece
then,
of Stonehenge.
the goblins somehow reappear and feed the mom poison apples and then eat her naked body.
Mm-hmm.
See, all of y'all have
Fucking
said
ending though.
all of
man.
y'all have said way too much. Here's what the story is.
All right, what's the
You
story?
ready?
Yeah.
Fuck vegetarians.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
the story.
Exactly. They fucking
The
even back
story.
then they knew vegans fucking sucked.
Yeah, his
Damn.
girlfriend, who was the writer, she had a whole bunch of friends that were becoming vegan in Italy, and she hated their guts because they were like super bougie towards her and like, oh, you can't eat vegetables. And she was like, I'm gonna write a movie about how you're all fucking cannibals.
Literally,
Yeah.
the thing that scares the trolls and the druid witch away is a fucking double-decker bologna sandwich.
Fuck yeah,
Oh
dude.
my god, that was
Only
hilarious.
use
Away
this
also,
when you
dude.
absolutely need to. Oh, a double-decker bologna sandwich!
That's so
Really
insane.
fucker.
His ass.
Hold on,
So
you're
insane.
saying that and laughing though, but that's the joy of this movie. You're saying it and laughing because it's so fucking
It's so
ridiculous.
insane. Yeah.
It's
so
out of
stupid.
control and stupid.
I
And
tell you what. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No,
Go
I was
ahead.
gonna say, I feel like if Ethan, when you have more time to sit upon this and think about it, this is one of these movies that kind of goes and it grows on you, and you can start to think like, holy shit, there's some good scenes in this. That's some fucked up. That's stupid.
Let's
It's
not
a
use the
great-
G word with this movie,
Hey.
Duck.
There was a badass fucking scene in this movie, and it's whenever he's trying to summon his grandpa, and fucking Credence comes out the mirror,
That was pretty
and then
cool.
she fucking
Scared
turns
me.
into the troll, and then she gets her hand chopped off, and the cut back where she's fucking
Yes.
screaming, missing her fucking hand. But the whole reverse of the mirror going back, and her getting zipped out of there, and then shot into the fucking cave as a troll, and then her hand missing. That whole fucking scene was
Yeah.
dope as hell.
And it scared me. It literally did when he went to the mirror and he goes, Grandpa, and then I was like, what the fuck?
I
was
also
happy.
really like the scene with the one of the boyfriends, his boys, the one that gets turned into the fucking potted
The
plant.
one that he was fucking in that twin bed.
Yeah, I was gonna say you saw him without the shirts on, right? You know
The-
what's going on down
He gets
there.
turned into the fucking potted plant. I thought that
He
was.
turned into Groot.
He did. That costume and the makeup and the effects they'd done on him looked great up to his neck. His head just that didn't do it for me.
That scene, I haven't laughed that loud when his buddy comes in and tries to move him in the potted plant, and he's scooting him across the floor,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Hurry up, come on, hurry up."
He's just
I
so
was-
casual about it the
I was
whole way through.
fucking. Well, it's because he was sitting there for 14 hours in makeup, standing.
Yeah.
With
Like,
his shoes bolted
it-
into the pot.
Yeah. Like they ruined his shoes. And the guy in the yellow shirt, they made him buy a yellow shirt because they lost his original one. They made him buy another one. Like,
Oh my
don't
God.
you have
Buy it.
someone? Don't you have someone that does that for you? But I will say this about this movie: there are times in it when it has a definite, really creepy, like Children of the Corn type of like
Children of the Popcorn.
Yes, Children of the Popcorn. But like when they show up and all the creepy people, all the creepy townspeople are around, it definitely has like a really creepy vibe to it. I mean, it goes bonkers and ridiculous. But like when they're all outside of the house, surrounding the house, there's a couple really cool scenes in it. But for the most part, yeah, it's just bonkers nuts. But it's so enjoyable.
Sorry, I was checking the audio there real quick. Greg said that it was going in and out for him, but it seems to be fine for us. So, yeah, I mean, what is everyone's favorite scene in this movie? That's what it really comes down to. It's not so much, I guess it is the whole experience of the movie, but I think it is a scene by scene basis. And like for me, like it is literally when he pisses on the table. Like that's got to be the scene where I laugh the most because I'm like, you can just stop time all of a sudden and they freeze frame really bad, and then he's like, I gotta do it. And he stands up at the table, and then the whole following scene with you can't piss on hospitality. Like, I love that. Jay McHospitality right there. I just know
Whenever the grandpa snaps to freeze them all.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
The sister and the dad are already frozen, but the mom brings her food up real quick. It's so fucking bad. And what the fuck was that green shit on the fucking corn that they're eating? And like, why are they like openly eating this? All of that looked horrible.
Yeah.
And like, And at the end, they're like, they made a whole feast, and it's sweets, it's cake, and weird looking fucking punches and shit. And they're like, yes.
And they're all
got a hold of that
standing
great
around
food
them,
coloring.
waiting for them to just take a bite or a
You know,
drink or
fucking,
something.
I will starve to death before I eat y'all's fucking weird ass
Yeah,
food.
I wouldn't eat that green.
It's funny y'all mentioned the green corn, because a couple of years after this movie came out, and circle back to what you were talking about, David, about Children of the Corn. The Children of the Corn sequel, Children of the Corn 2, came out, and one of the big plot points of that movie was that a lot of the corn had become polluted with this green powdery substance. And I'm
How
starting
funny.
to think maybe they borrowed a little bit from Troll 2. So I think maybe there's some magic in the air.
What we
Very
guys,
inspirational movie.
Very.
Jay, what was your favorite scene in this movie?
I mean, there's just the classics that really work. The "Oh my God" scene. I mean, it's just
Oh my
The
god.
fly on his fucking head.
yeah, it's just so it is the meme moment of this movie. It really is. It's
It's
like,
the garbage day of this movie.
Yeah.
yeah, it's just really just that it's probably the most iconic scene. I mean, aside from pissing on Southern hospitality.
But it's
But-
also the meme. It works, but it's also how bad the acting is from the girl wandering in the woods, like as she's dying and turning into the food or the vegetarian dish. Like the fact that it takes 10 minutes for her to die. You know, like she drinks it, she coughs it up, she falls into the table, and they're just
Glory.
watching. And we haven't even talked about the witch yet on the podcast. The way she's always over the top and looking and doing eyes and blah blah, like, and the whole time she's dying, she's like, "Shut up, you, let her die." I fucking love it. Like it's
Yeah.
so over the top and crazy, and I mean, she's beyond chewing the scenery. She's like chomping down the entire production.
Yeah,
It-
she's the best part of the whole movie.
she's pretty awesome, and like you
Which
said,
is-
even with the fuzzy teeth, she looked pretty good.
Which is confusing to me because she's not in the documentary at all.
Right.
I wanted her in the documentary.
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, I was really bummed. I actually posted that in our Facebook. I was like, you know, we're going to talk about your show. We'd like to know why you were in the doc. But then I looked up some stuff on her, and it looks like during that time period, she was actually working for a congresswoman.
Oh wow.
And
Yeah,
so,
that's cool.
Writing
yeah,
stuff for her and
yeah,
doing directing.
yeah. So she probably was a little bit busy for that.
Yeah,
But
David.
can
What's
I-
your favorite? What's your favorite scene?
Oh, the potted plant scene, man!
Yeah.
It just killed me. It was so funny, so fucking funny. And the girl working out did the dance thing.
Yeah.
You know, the eyes, upside down eyes, and the just insane. I love the fact that her first scene, she's working out. I'm like, why they put her in a weight belt? What is this weird thing that she's working out like she's Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Dude, that's
Yeah.
what
So
American Girls
strange.
did back in the 90s.
I know.
I know
That's
what
how
the
America
American
works.
Girls do.
Yeah. That was the most American fucking thing ever. Look at Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Fucking America.
How about you, Jake? What was your favorite scene from the movie?
I already told you, the fucking mirror scene, and she comes back
Oh,
with
yeah.
her hand missing. That shit was fucking dope.
Austin, how about you?
I have two favorite scenes. Jake's scene is my favorite. Corn, where she shows up with the corn and she's seducing him, and it makes no sense. And it was like the part of the movie that where I was finally like, because I kind of come in and out of like enjoying it and being bored and enjoying it and being bored, and that was the moment where I was like, this is a pretty good movie. This has just sold me. Just like she
The way
tucks
they
it in
eat
her
it.
belt.
Yeah,
Yes.
and the way they're eating it
between
together.
it.
Yeah.
The fact that he didn't question, he saw she had the corn.
Would you
What was she
question
gonna
it?
do
I
with that
wouldn't
corn?
question it. Did you see her?
I would have a
Fucking
lot of
high highs.
questions.
I'm like, fuck yeah, I'll eat the corn with you.
Showed
Let's
off
fucking
that
eat
garter
corn.
belt, good sir.
I would be
fucking
worried
hell.
we wouldn't be eating that corn. What are we doing with this corn?
Yeah, well,
And then,
Hold up,
Like,
guys.
start popping.
We got a new
What?
follower, Nathan
Oh,
the
cool.
Snick.
what up,
Nathan,
Snake?
thank you so much.
Snake?
The snake.
Thanks,
or-
Nathan.
Either way, thanks for following, amigo.
Thank you, Nathan. We appreciate it.
Thanks,
Thank you
Nate.
for watching too. So yeah, but the corn scene makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. And like you guys said, he survives. Like, what was the point behind it? And he just goes, "No more popcorn."
and just
Did
the
you-
obvious
did-
like popcorn being thrown on them.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not popping. It's just chuck some popcorn at them.
I like to
You think
imagine
you-
it was like boiling hot or fucking hot butter on there, and they're just burning them as they're throwing out there straight off the fucking Jiffy Pop. Fucking
Do you-
Throwing cheddar
do you-
salt.
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you think they just had a whole bunch of popcorn that they were using like to feed the crew, and they had a whole bunch left? And they were like,
Exactly what happened.
Yeah,
That's
last
day of
exactly
filming.
what happened.
I guess
Dumped it all
we'll make
over
a
him.
scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was food services every day, just popcorn.
100%. Ethan, I know you didn't.
He's
enjoy it, but
American.
did
You eat
have a
popcorn.
scene that sticks out?
Popcorn it is meal of day. Now we are Russian.
Ethan,
Yeah,
you
that
got
was a
scene
weird.
that
It's a
sticks out
weird
to you?
transition, Ethan.
That's fine. Ethan, you got a scene that sticks out to you at all?
Pissing on Southern hospitality, man. That was classic. I thought the dad for sure was about to just, whip it out and start pissing on his kid. I thought
This
for
is
sure.
what we do to pissers in this house.
Piss back.
No, yeah, that was. I know they did not intend that way whatsoever, but it was a good psych out. I thought he was going to start pissing on the kid, and he goes, "I'm going to cinch my belt one more rung, and I'm going to go hungry. And I'm used to it. I've lived that life
I've been
before."
hungry before. I could be hungrier than you any day of the week.
I've had
I
hunger
am the one
pangs.
who pisses.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
it's
funny.
such a dumb
I like
scene.
that. I like that you're talking about him pissing on his son because, like, it's funny.
That's not
This is why
something you
it's
should
funny.
like, Jay.
Don't take that out of context.
No, it's
Don't
funny.
take that out of context.
When this is a very true statement. Whenever my dad was like, instead of saying "fuck
Your
you"
dad
to
pissed
me, no. This is what my dad would say though. Like if he was really mad at me about something, and like I just did something to really piss him off, he goes, "Well, piss on you." So, it's just that was his funny way of saying "fuck you." So I thought it was funny you brought that up.
That's awesome.
Does the horror work for anybody? Did anyone get scared at any point during this? Does it even need to be a rated R movie? Is it rated R? I think
it's PG-13.
Yeah.
The
It's
only
not.
thing that kind of got me was the bits with the food. I kind of had this issue a little bit with Drag Me to Hell as well. Something about the way they do the food is just disgusting in these movies, and this one was pretty similar. All of the food was just nasty. Anytime anyone was eating it, it was disgusting. If that's what they were going for, that was done well, at least for me.
Yeah.
Didn't have those
Anyone
weird
else? Did
fucking
anything?
slopping sounds while they're eating it, like
Yeah.
a terra firma.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
like I said, it was kind of like a Children of the Corn type of vibe. So I got that was kind of horror related, but it's so bonkers and so funny. I was never like scared. I was just more entertained.
Right. Did the scenes of terror, quote unquote, they were hysterical. I mean, even in the car. I mean, I shouldn't laugh at this, but when the kid was turning into a tree in the car, I was like purely amused at that.
I thought
point.
that was kind of a cool effect they had, like the
They
actual
just
twigs
glued
growing out of
twigs
his.
to his hands. That's
It-
all they did.
It looked like they were actually coming out of his fingernails, though. They actually doctored it up enough that it looked quasi-convincing.
Looked really good.
I
Yeah.
think all the prosthetics in this looked pretty good. When he's in the urn and he's or the pot and he's turning into the tree, I thought that all looked actually pretty good.
The only thing that really didn't look great to me was the fucking not troll goblins. Those things just...
One of them looked awesome. With
Yeah,
the
the
eyes
one with the big eyes.
The one that had eyes instead of just the
Yeah.
little hanging
That
down
was my
eyebrows.
favorite one, the short
gonna-
one.
I'm gonna
Everybody
go ahead
else
and
is
point
like
this
this.
out. I'm gonna go ahead and ask this question. Maybe you were David Jessup. When I was 9 years old, I wasn't exactly the expert on what a goblin and a troll were, so I don't think I really knew that this movie didn't have trolls in it. Was there like a universal troll convention where everyone like pointed
No,
out this
Jay,
is a troll?
Jay, the problem is it's because they never call them trolls. They
Oh,
call
okay.
them
Yeah.
goblins
Yeah.
from the very get-go. The town is goblin spelled backward. They
Right, okay.
they must have a drinking game that Troll 2 fans play is they take a shot every time they say goblin.
Okay,
And
okay, so that's
yeah,
fine.
so
Okay.
that's why, and that's why the complaint by one of the people at the convention was like, why are there no trolls in Troll 2? You
Okay.
know, and it comes down to, and I don't know what you want to talk about this or not, Ducky, is how the company that owned this was like, this is not going to do well. Hey, we also own Troll. Let's just call it Troll 2. Yeah, just call it Troll 2.
Right off
Yeah.
the coattails.
Troll was pretty cool. Have you guys
The first
watched
one
that?
was awesome, dude.
Yeah,
David,
it's a pretty cool movie.
I thought you said it was the worst ever earlier.
No.
I was like,
No. My memory, I thought I saw Troll, and I thought Troll was the one they were talking about.
yeah, because
you
I
know,
watched it. I watched it last week, and I was like, this is all of David's shit.
Oh yeah, I'm
This
gonna
is-
rewatch it again because I watched the preview for it, like the trailer today, and I forgot that Moriarty was in it. I fucking love
Moriarty,
him.
yeah.
Oh my god, I love him, man.
And
But yeah,
Atreyu.
I saw that movie when I was a kid, and that's why I mean it was this weird Mandela effect where I thought that was Troll 2, but no, Troll 1 was pretty cool, and even the poster for Troll 2 has nothing to do with the movie. There isn't one troll that ever is holding an axe.
They do on a couple of the DVD variants. They do have the troll from Troll 1. They have his likeness.
Oh, okay.
Torok, I believe his name was Torok. Yeah, that was his name in the first one. They have his likeness in it. And then, ironically, a lot of these troll costumes were reused in Ernest Scared Stupid. Just a couple years
I thought they looked familiar. Yeah.
Shut up.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space. These have been. I don't know what came out first. I think Killer Clowns came out before this.
Yeah.
So yeah, these are timeless costumes. These are journeyman costumes.
So we've got our boy Nathan in the chat here. He says, if you're not going for eating/disgusting metaphor, you're wasting the genre. And then he followed that up with, eating in horror movies is disgusting more often than not. I absolutely agree with that. I don't know if y'all watched it. I forget the name of it, but it's some foreign flick, I want to say.
Where the
yes,
or whatever,
on Netflix, where the food goes down, it gets, people are so greedy, they eat more and more of it.
Shit like that.
Yeah.
The Platform. It's called The Platform.
That
Yeah,
was
I liked
really good.
Yeah, it was great.
Same thing in that, though. There's a lot of that just disgusting sounds and it's nasty, and it works
One of the most uncomfortable scenes for me, as far as eating goes, and I don't know why, but it's a scene in Gremlins when they're eating the chicken.
Yeah.
You remember that scene? And they all have the fried chicken, and they're it's something about the sound and how close they are to their faces.
Yep.
It's just so disgusting.
Well, I want to get back to what Jay was talking about, the connection between the movies. You were saying that, the costumes were reused? Is that correct?
In other movies, but I have found what I believe, and it could all be in my head, some strong correlations between the two, the Troll 1 and Troll 2.
During your research?
Just what I could gather, because I saw them both, like last week, I saw them back to back, and I was like, okay, you just saw these movies for the first time, where do they connect? And I found a few ways that I thought they kind of did.
All right, go ahead. What do you got?
Well, for one thing, it's going to be lost on a lot of y'all if you haven't seen the original Troll.
Oh, don't worry, I'm ready.
Yeah,
ready for all this to go over my head.
So Ethan, you might want to take a nap. I don't know, but it's like for one of the first things that the Troll does in the original. I'm going to give you the storyline. The original Troll, this Troll actually takes over the body of a young girl in a San Francisco apartment house. There's a lot of very colorful characters, pretty famous people too. Sonny Bono's in it. Julia Louis-Dreyfus is in it before she gets famous. Michael Moriarty, who was in Return to Salem's Lot, Law and Order. I mean, they got some Return to Salem's Lot, the sequel. But like, it's actually got it actually got a big release. It made some money at the box office. But what this thing is doing is he's going from apartment to apartment trying to recreate his world. And one of the first things he does is he has this magic ring, and he turns Sonny Bono into a plant that all of these trolls grow out of and use for nourishment. So that alone shows you that there's somewhat of a connection, at least from a vegetation for nourishment standpoint.
Sure.
Secondly, the troll originally wasn't even a troll in the first movie. He was a human. He was a human wizard who fucked up and got cursed to become a troll. So I always thought maybe there was a connection between him and the witch in this movie, maybe being part of some similar. I gave this movie way more credit, but at the same time, I'm like, I could see this and that, and the fact that they have this mystical portal type thing going on, it's exactly the same in the first movie, albeit done a lot better. But yeah, there's definitely themes and just little plot choices that are absolutely similar to where, yeah, I think you could say that these movies are similar. And they do use the word troll, though, a lot in the original, so they have that going for them. But other than that, man, I mean, I saw it as definitely an inferior sequel, but definitely, you could have convinced me it was a sequel.
A sequel, nonetheless, yeah.
Yeah.
Why do we think people love this movie so much? I mean, David, you said this is on your first viewing, it got you.
Oh,
On
yeah.
my first viewing, it did not get me. So what What is it? What do you think?
It's because it's so bonkers. It's so insane, and the acting is so bad, but it's funny bad, you know. And I just the dad is so good. The way and they're all trying their hardest, you know. They really are trying their hardest, and they're all trying to make a good movie. And just so many. There's something about when something is unintentionally funny. To me, it's so much funnier. You know,
I think we would all agree, having worked at a comedy club, you'll find that if you work at the comedy club, you don't always laugh at the punchlines, you laugh at the in-between. And
Yes.
the small moments and the funniness where, you know, oh, the comedian didn't mean to do that, or
Yep.
oh, they skipped something here, or there was a lull.
The
but they said
chaos.
something, or something in the chaos where you're like, there's something here magical, and I don't know what it is, that it's sincere. And that's because if it's, you know, like in comedy, you know, it's a script and they're repeating it for the 100th time, which is good. But it's in those small moments in between that you'll hear the staff laughing their ass off because they've heard it already 5 times, and it was that one thing that was done different. They're like, holy shit.
Well,
that
the
was very...
unscripted moments are always the best. You can watch a
Right.
comic, you know, see it said a million fucking times, but the night that he has to go off course because some asshole's being loud out there, you're getting to see something.
You're
You know,
seeing
just
magic
off
made
kilter,
right
just
there.
off the top of the head. You know, this is all you got to be fucking fresh and free flowing and everything. So
I think the magic of this movie is it puts the audience and the actors together, because while we don't understand what the fuck is going on in this movie, the actors, while they were making it, did not understand what the fuck was going on in this movie. And I think there's like a connection there. I think that's the magic. It's like, you know, they're in the same boat as you. They're like, what the fuck is this shit?
Like watching the behind the scenes of a haunted house. Like you're like,
That's a valid point, though. That's true, and that kind of blends over to their characters too, because even though they're reading the lines like they're reading the lines, they're saying the lines like they're reading them, they are completely fucking lost, and that actually benefits the story of the movie. So I think it's great.
So another thing too is, as a horror fan, I have seen a bajillion horror movies, and for the most part, when I'm watching a horror movie, I can see the beats coming. I can see where this is going. With this movie, I had no fucking idea where this was going.
Yeah.
And
feels
it
good
was
to be fooled, right?
yes.
Yeah.
Well, it was cool because I'm like, I was so interested and invested because I'm like, what batshit thing is going to happen next? And it just kept on piling on itself. It's like, oh, the kid's in the potted plant. He's trying to scoot him across the room. That's hilarious. It can't get any better. Oh, corn sex.
did y'all realize Nilbog before you saw it in the mirror? Was
I
Goblin?
didn't. Lindsay
No.
did. Lindsay
Yeah.
got it immediately. She was like, oh, Goblin spelled backwards. That's edgy. And I was like,
Part of watching the movie.
yeah.
dude.
And I pretended like I knew it. I was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah,
it's-
duh.
No, you just now
It's
saw
all
that?
coming a mile
Yeah,
away.
I
Where were
just saw
you?
that, yeah.
Totally got it. Yep, done.
Yeah.
Jake, I'm not sure. You're kind of on the fence with this. You're kind of like me, where you like it, but it's not like it's called for you. Do you think there's a reason you could see that people love this movie so much, even though you're
Of
kind
course,
of
if you're watching it with a group of people like-minded, yeah, it's a great fucking movie. If you have to watch it by yourself and do a fucking report on it and fucking take notes, it's kind of fucking. It's like,
Can't do it.
Not a good book
but you
report
know,
movie.
I would definitely recommend it if you got like-minded friends and you like to have a good laugh and you just want to fucking tear something apart. Fuck yes, watch this movie.
So can I jump into the documentary real quick?
Yes.
Okay,
Real quick,
so-
let me finish asking.
Okay,
Jay,
I'm sorry.
real quick. That's right. And then I want to talk about the documentary. Jay, what do you think that people love this so much and it stays with them?
I think Austin really hit it on the head. It's almost like a fever dream, the whole thing, and you're kind of like, it's really cool. I think in movies when you can tell the actors don't think they're better than you, and I think in a lot of movies, you know, with A-list actors, like I watch a movie with Brad Pitt, I know Brad Pitt's like, yeah, I'm fucking Brad.
I fucking nailed that.
Yeah, I'm having the time of my life, making millions of dollars. There's nothing wrong with it. Don't hate the player. But this movie, they are literally, and we'll talk about more in the documentary. They just, it's almost like nobody's having a good time making this movie, which makes it such a good time for the viewer.
Right.
And it's like, I'm a very sympathetic viewer. I get really bad anxiety watching certain movies, like Meet the Parents or things like that, because like to
Yeah,
empathize.
you can put yourself in their shoes.
But this one, I'm like, fuck, this is crazy. Holy shit. Okay. Yeah, we're pissing on fucking dinner. I would get killed if I did that. But okay, this is doing it. It's just cool. I don't know. It's just fun. Really
I
fun.
think you're right too about the cringe aspect of it because the actors didn't know what the director wanted, and you can feel it through the whole movie. You're just like they're trying their best to give a performance to a director who's screaming at them the whole time, like, "Do more, do better, do more," and I just love it. Ethan, on the fence once again. You really didn't like the movie, but at the same time, do you think there's a reason that people might like this movie? Could you see it?
I mean, I view this as one of those movies that you either love it or hate it. It's Napoleon Dynamite, Kung Pao, Thanksgiving. You know, you love this for how stupid it is, or you hate it because of how stupid it is. And maybe it's one of those that, like you said, it'll grow on me, and I'll show it to some group of 10 people years down the road, and we'll all just tear it to shreds. But I don't know. This one... it was worth one watch, and that's probably all it's going to get out of me.
The perfect example was in the documentary when they go to all these conventions and people are quoting the movie. They're wearing the green dye. They have the T-shirts. They see George Hardy, and they're like, "You're a legend." And he's like, "What the fuck is going on?" You know, and then he has the screening at his hometown, and people are like, "What the fuck did we just watch?" And I think that's how most people react to it. Like, unless the enthusiasm of a friend or you watch it with somebody who can really enjoy how stupid it is, this movie is going to go whoosh, right
You need
over
a
your
group. You need at least one or two other people with you that are
And you
either
need
going
somebody
in
who
blind or love this movie passionately.
head. Right, because their passion will carry you through it. So, David, you want to get to the documentary. You said you had a lot to say about it.
Yes. So first of all, what I wanted to say is how I love how this movie, how people found it. You know, it was never released in the theaters, you know, and people had to find it. And so I love that aspect of it. But the thing about the documentary I love so much is they follow the dad. And it's interesting watching him go from he has no idea that people love him. Then he finds out that people love him and they're asking him to quote that famous line. But then he gets that taste of people not loving him. And he goes to England, and he's like, he's really confused. And then he comes to Dallas for the Frightmare, and again, he's really confused as to why. And then he has the hometown viewing, and he doesn't understand. And it's really interesting watching him. And then he goes from loving doing it, and then he's like, well, you know, I don't want to do this forever. And then the best thing ever is when the director asks him, so would you do Troll 3? And he's like, yes. Why? Do they have a script?
Credits.
Do they have a script? I'll do it right now. You know,
And he did two more Trolls after this, right?
Are you serious?
Yeah, he
No,
did. Yes,
they didn't make sequels to it yet. There's
yes,
no
they
sequels.
did. He plays. Look on fucking IMDb.
Did
They're
they?
put-
Wait,
One's
I
in
mean,
Germany. One's in Germany. But hold on.
We need to watch it.
Amazon Prime does have a sequel with him
There's
Does it
starring.
really?
one called Under Control, spelled like troll on Under Control. But also,
Control.
there's also it's called Trolls World. If you haven't seen it, that
Wow.
came out in 2020. But he has another
Holy
one.
crap.
Then there was Trolls World
Oh
Tour,
my
which came out this year.
God!
There's
What?
another
Are you
one
kidding
called
me?
Goblin Dusty Troll, and that's German, obviously, but that came out in 2019, and he's in it playing fucking.
He's playing the same
He's
character.
playing Michael Watts in both of them.
Oh, that's
He's
amazing.
also, I
That
don't know what
actually
movie
might be
he's
worth
in.
watching.
He's in a movie with one of the guys from The Room, because I was watching a podcast with Chris
Yeah,
Jericho.
Yeah, with Greg Sestero. I saw
Yeah, he's
that
with
earlier.
Greg Sestero. Yeah, what's that movie?
Hold on, I just saw it.
That's fucking awesome, dude. I'm so sorry I was wrong about
Sis.
that. I did not know.
Yes,
It's
I
a
heard-
horror movie. Yeah,
I heard it's a lot of fun, and that's a great podcast to watch because it's literally the two guys kind of like jockeying for who's in the really best worst movie. That's a lot of fun, and you got Chris Jericho in the mix, you know, just being himself. But yeah, Greg. But like the same time, like I said earlier, he's a dentist. Like he was a dentist before he made this. Well, he was
in practice while he was
Yeah.
making this. He was going to Salt Lake City to film and coming back. And
Yeah, and it's like he's made a lot of money just through his connections back into his dentist practice. So I mean, like dentists make bank anyway. So this is just more fun for him.
And he seems like a happy guy. And I think the documentary was wise to follow him and make him like you see at the end. There's a very special thanks to him specifically because he's the heart of the thing, and that's what makes it, is because he like, once in a blue moon you meet somebody like that who's just constantly happy and smiling and joking.
He's
and what's great is
genuine.
you get to
Anti-Hollywood.
Seems like just a cool person.
yeah, and you get to see at moments like whenever they go visit the lady who played the mom, and she's batshit crazy. Like, he's like, I was really uncomfortable. I really was ready to go, and the mother was like, "You ain't leaving." Like, I just totally love it. Like,
That was really sad. You know, that following her storyline, that was really depressing. I felt so
well,
bad
you
for her.
see the opposites. You see the person who made a living and who did the
Yeah.
one thing he wanted to do. He wanted to act, and then he let go of the dream enough that, you know, even though he's getting the limelight again in this documentary, and then you see the person who's still holding on to the dream and how sad their life actually became, you know, and it's just that dichotomy of seeing the two. You're like, holy shit, like, you're watching people who wanted to do something, and then the guy who played the grandpa goes, you know, I never had kids and never had a family, you know, I wasted a lot of time. And then you just go like, what is the price of chasing your dream, and how hard you have to chase it to make it happen?
Ask any stand-up comic that question who has no friends or no family because they spent their entire life performing.
You
Yeah,
got tons of stories though.
Yep.
But like George Hardy, I kind of gathered, like, from everything I've heard, that it's actually kind of funny that he never really had big Hollywood dreams. He just thought it'd be cool to be in a movie.
He did it on a whim. Yeah.
Yeah, like but I feel like that's how fame happens to so many people. Like, he just happened to be in the right line, said the right thing, like, in a much more, you know, reality-based sense. It kind of reminds me, and you're gonna laugh at me. Kind of reminds me of the first time you saw Matthew McConaughey in Dazed and Confused. Like, when you see him on screen, you're like, that guy's kind of weird, but he's really fucking
Charismatic.
cool. But he's really fucking cool, and like, man, well, okay. And then you slowly see more of him later on. But he just, like I said, anti-Hollywood. He just has a certain coolness about him that you just feel, and you can't really create that.
it's
I
pure
think it's-
charisma.
Pure charisma.
I thought he said he always wanted to act, and his dad was telling him no.
He
was,
did.
yeah.
He stifled it pretty fast. He was
Yeah,
like,
because he is from small Alabama town, and you ain't
Right.
got no
he
chain
was
on
convinced,
Alabama.
you know, that's too big of an aspiration, and
Yeah.
you need to have more
Yeah, be more
solid.
grounded.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what was so cool about seeing him experience the screenings for the first time. Like, he had no idea that he was a rock star.
Don Packard,
know.
same way.
Yeah,
The
but that
fucking
was a beautiful
Gyros
moment.
store owner.
Yeah,
that guy,
whenever
he rocks.
that was a beautiful moment whenever he.
no coffee, it's
the devil's drink.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Get milk. It's on
But
the
when
house.
he goes, I never liked being who I was until I walked out on that stage and all those people cheered for me.
That was all. I know, dude. That just really touched me. I thought that was
Yeah.
beautiful.
Right,
And I
that's-
was like, yeah. They're like, yeah.
yeah, and that's the love that people have for this movie. That just makes them feel like they're part of this small community. And even the actors themselves, they didn't know when it was released. They ended up finding it later on Skinamax, like we did, or you know, they went and rented it at a local movie store. And that's the other thing, is this was a rental. This was a chance rental movie. That's how
Yeah.
a lot of people found this. You know,
Well, didn't Alamo Draft House was really big in pushing it? Like, they're the ones that started the screenings.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
had-
pushed the Troll too. Yeah, originally.
Yeah, I remember AintItCool.com is where I first saw anything about this movie, and
Isn't that owned by Alamo?
No, he's affiliated with him. He's down in Austin, but it's Harry Knowles who used to run it. And the best worst movie is what I heard about first, and I was like, "What is this documentary?" And then I watched the inverse. I watched the documentary first, which, like I said, softened me to the movie and made me want to see it. But I still ride the fence of not sure if I love it or hate it, or I'm just in between, because I enjoy it and I enjoy sharing it with people. But I enjoy sharing the documentary more, because I think the documentary is so genuine and heartfelt and warm, and just it speaks to all fandom. It doesn't matter, like somebody said earlier, I think it was Austin, whether it's Rocky Horror Picture Show or The Big Lebowski or this movie. It's a cult film, you know what I mean? And what a cult film really means to people, and how it holds that special place in your heart because you caught it at the right time, or you had a friend share it with you. It's like a good song, you know, where you just keep sharing it and sharing it over and over and over again. It's just one of those great things that happens within the fan community, especially with cinephiles like us, like nerds like us. We love sharing something cool. Like Jay was talking about the original Troll earlier, and now I want to fucking watch it.
I'm going to watch it. I'm watching it this week.
It's on
That's what I'm
HBO
saying.
Max, if you don't have it.
Yep, I have
Yeah.
HBO Max.
But even bad movies like Puppet Master. Puppet Master's a shit movie. It's a terrible horror movie, but I love it. Like, I would want to watch that again. You know what I mean? Just there's so many I can speak of. It's that B movie, and this movie's worse than a B movie, but there's just something to it that has staying power, and it's good for the heart and it's good for the soul. So, and it's genuine. I think whoever said that earlier, it's genuine, 100%. I think that's what it is. It's just so much fun. Do you guys have anything else you want to say about it?
I want to say how much I appreciate how they portray the modern witch, which is, yes, she's going to have some cauldrons, but she's also going to have a chainsaw and a blender. I mean, that's their modern witch. Very accurate.
Jake, you got anything on your homework there that you want to add?
Corn. That's all I got, man.
Corn. All right. Well, guys, with that said, let's get into clips then. If that's cool with you.
Clip a dip dip. Let's get it.
All right. Can everyone see that?
Think
Yes,
so.
I see your scroll. I see your arrow. Now I see us.
I'm fixing it because I'm a fool.
Uh-oh, it's Lindsay.
All right. Hi, Lindsay.
Hi, Lindsay.
Lindsay enjoyed her free prime rib from watching this movie, didn't you, honey?
Hell yeah!
All right.
No, she's not a
We're
girl.
watching clips.
Oh yeah.
Epic music.
I'm good. I don't need to see the intro to the safety dance video.
Listen to this music. It's so good.
You're welcome. That's my input.
Fuck, man.
Music does not fucking match at all what the fuck is going on.
No, it doesn't. Not one bit.
Oh no! I gotta get away! Oh no!
The fact that Arnold had the audacity to call them dwarves whenever he was like maybe 2 inches taller than all of
I
them.
know, that was funny. That was really funny. It's like, that guy is legally a midget.
Yeah, like he's gotta be 4'7". Like,
Oh, by the way, what's up with the freckles on this girl in this
The
first
worst.
scene?
So
the
bad.
worst. It's like
Holy
somebody
shit.
sprayed shit on her face.
So confusing.
I didn't get that scene. I don't think. I just got this.
I had that in my notes also. It's like worst freckles ever.
But see, here's the thing. Right from the very beginning, this thing is fucking bonkers.
Yeah.
Just right out the gates.
And it also kind of, go back to my original point, the very end of Troll 1
Oh,
takes
you should
place,
leave that up.
it takes place in this magical land, and then this one starts off with what seems to be a very similar magical forest land as well.
I think Jay would do a good job, like, talking about how QAnon is actually real. You know?
I actually don't even know what QAnon is.
See, that's what they make you think.
Yeah. That's what
Hey, real quick before you
Sounds
start it
like
again,
something
I want to
you
say
would
one more thing about the documentary that I just remembered.
Yeah.
I love the parts where throughout the whole documentary they keep cutting to the guy who did the music for the
Yes.
movie.
Yes. And he's
Never-
looking
He
awkwardly.
never said anything. He was always just playing, and then he'd look and be like, "Oh yeah, oh I'm doing it."
His
know what I do.
his face, as he's playing the songs, he looks in the camera, and his face says, "If you have a vagina, I just made it wet."
He was so proud. Never said a
Yes.
word. Just looked
Nope.
at you and was like,
He does. You know why? You know why, Austin? He doesn't have to say a word. His music speaks for him.
his
That's
fingers,
right.
his
Yep.
fingers do
His
it all.
fingers.
Homo.
Oh my god.
I didn't say it. The movie did.
The 80s, man.
Oh, come on, play.
It was the 90s.
It's the little
It's like-
triangle button, bud.
Woman.
Release your instincts in the bathroom.
Are you nuts? You trying to turn me into a homo?
Would it be too hard? If my
I think
father
it
discovers
worked.
you here, he'd cut off your little nuts and eat them. He
Little
can't
nuts.
stand you.
It's so
How
confusing.
does that even? Does he even know how homosexuality works? Does he think that if
It's
you
so
get
confusing.
kneed in the nuts, you turn gay?
Oh God, I like dicks now.
And he does. He ends up sleeping with his fucking friend Brett
Okay,
inside bed later on.
Really, I
Talk
mean,
about this.
if you want to go deep into this, this really has an undercurrent of the burgeoning homosexual movement of the early '90s, and it really is about man love and how this guy is really torn because he knows he should date this girl, but in actuality, he wants to have a
He
threesome
wants to be
with
with
his.
Brett. He wants to be with all of his boyfriends.
He's got his
boyfriends.
boys, man.
Just want to
Well,
hang
if
with
you
the
read
boys.
the novelization, you would definitely.
David Jessup, Troll
Dude,
3.
the whole anytime I get bored during this movie, I would just go back and I was like, I built this whole B plot in my mind for the boyfriend, where he was just in this torrid like love affair between the dude that he was in the bed with and the girl, and how he was trying to figure himself out. I was like building up this whole B plot in my mind. It was great.
Seriously.
Sing that song. Come on, play it.
Joshua, start singing. Come on, sing that song I like so much.
So aggressive.
You like singing, Mom? Just sing. Row, row, row your boat
why?
gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 merrily.
She looks like she's about to start crying.
I think
dude, that's probably like seventh take that she probably had to do that shit.
She's insane in the documentary, and I think she was insane in the movie.
I think this movie made her insane.
Yeah.
Maybe she made
Probably.
the movie insane.
I
Whoa.
was like the mom in the documentary where she's just like,
That was a great shot when the
Such a
camera
great shot.
pans.
Camera,
The
yeah.
pans away to the mom, and she's like, "Kill me!"
Dream.
Stop the car, Dad! Sit! Stuffed yourself like a pig, Joshua.
That's
Right.
That's cool.
See?
Looks pretty good.
Pretty cool
Steven.
looking.
You're right.
Yeah.
Looks pretty good. That's the one right there.
That
That looks like Thanksgiving.
That goblin is fucking money, bro.
It's if fucking Beavis or Butthead or whatever got turned into a troll.
It's got so many good shots in this fucking scene. Just
So
out of
many.
nowhere, you see that fucking face, you're like,
I can't wait to
shit.
eat you and treat you in your tree.
Who's
should
in
be the
charge
head
of
troll.
teaching the goblins how to drive? I just want to know.
Yeah, who's watching the road, goblin?
We talked about that though. The lead actress in the Emmanuel, I sent that to the chat. Emmanuel, do you remember Emmanuel, Jay, from back in the
Yeah.
day?
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
yes, I do.
Yeah.
The lead actress from that is the one who did the costumes for this movie.
That's insane.
Awesome.
That's
Yeah.
insane.
And she also had me jerking off when I was like 13. And that's the voice I make. That's pretty good. Pretty gruesome.
That works.
Awkward. Awkward.
Here are the keys.
Here are ours.
Enjoy your stay in Nilbog.
Enjoy our city too.
I'm a newsie.
Yeah, enjoy our.
You'll enjoy our city.
I'm a newsie.
Yes, the smog is a little noisy, but our house has all the major conveniences.
Like, Dad, you know they're not listening now. You can't even hear you. You're not even talking loud. He just keeps going on.
Keeps
Keeps
listing
going.
everything. We got a TV and there's food in the refrigerator. And
We got a Domino's pizza opened up last week.
it's pretty good.
It's got a microwave and video, all the other appliances.
Yeah.
Was anybody else like really upset at like how hungry they must have been because they didn't eat this entire film?
like 2 days or 2
yeah, 2 days of
They
not
kept
eating.
saying it was 2 days, but they really didn't show
Yeah, maybe
the
if they
time
weren't such
progression
bad
at all.
actors and they acted like they were hungry, I'd probably.
Oh, I
Like-
fasted for 2 days.
Yeah. But they're all like chipper
I'm so
and
hungry.
fucking dancing and shit. Like,
I like how when they
I
pull in
tightened my
town
belt
that-
notch an extra 2 loops.
They're running off of pure adrenaline, man. Those fucking trolls are gonna get them, or goblins.
Goblins.
My bad, my bad.
This movie has no trolls.
I love how when they come into town, they're like, why is the town empty? He's like, oh, it's late. Everybody's probably asleep. It's in the country. It's like 12:30 in the afternoon.
Oh, they're all at church. It's when's? Oh, fuck.
Stop them!
Stop them, Joshua. You're the only one that can do it.
How the fuck is the dead grandpa
If
there?
they eat, they'll come to the same end as Peter and
Grandpa was the real hero throughout this whole fucking movie. Grandpa, he was looking out for the kid.
Wait, no, he's not, because here's the deal. If he can appear to the kid, if he can accidentally appear to the daughter, why can't he just appear to all of them and tell them?
He said he did. He said that she wouldn't listen to him.
Well,
really?
they heard his voice. That's how they were able to find him at the end, though. The whole family heard his voice.
But, like, what are his powers? He can
Ghost
stop
powers!
Why is he there reading him stories about goblins before this even fucking happens anyways?
He knew.
He can chop a hand sometimes?
I don't fucking know. Yeah, he can interact with things, but...
I just like how he was like, now listen, you can only bring me back once. I mean, you can bring me back again, but this is it. It's for real.
He says that, he's like, all right, goodbye forever.
Hello.
Like, give it to your grandson. Just be like, all right, see you around, kid. Or...
Oh god, what was that fucking parody movie where fucking Patches O'Houlihan bye-bye.
Yeah.
Yeah, dodgeball.
Needs to come up with some way to stop them.
Pause.
Did you see that? Look at the mom. Watch the mom whenever he snaps.
I must do it!
Dude, this is so hardcore. Like, he got the entire fucking mill.
Oh, Daddy!
How do they not have piss on them also?
Don't hit
They're all
him, Mike.
holding that shit
Please
like...
don't hit him.
You can't piss on hospitality.
Did you guys
You see
notice
this
in
writing?
Okay. That in the documentary, she still has the same hairstyle?
Do you know what it means? Hospitality.
This must be his room right here where it says Joshua.
Can't piss on hospitality. I won't allow it.
Piss. I'm gonna piss on you.
This was really interesting, and I got the answer to what the fuck are they watching?
I saw somebody watch. I saw the YouTube video of this.
Yes.
What is
Yes.
it? What is
I
it?
recognized it too.
So James Ralph, Cinemaster, the Angry Video Game Nerd, did a video where he actually tracked down what the fuck they were watching, and they were watching an Italian film called Grunt, which is a caveman comedy made in the 70s.
Is it directed by Claudio?
It was not. It should have been. I thought it was too, because I was like, it obviously.
That'd be fucking awesome.
Had to have been.
The same production company, so they had the rights to it. So it's a caveman comedy, and at that point, the cavemen are running up to this magical egg, and all of a sudden, this monkey runs out of nowhere, and the magical egg gives him powers, and he farts
turns into a
his way out
rocket.
of space. Yeah. That's
Makes
all
sense.
that is.
Replay the clip.
Can we watch that movie next week?
Yeah, we
Grunt? It's gonna be impossible to find, dude. Right. Ready? Hold on. Come on, share the clip.
Because they're just like laughing. They don't even know what the fuck they're watching.
And you can't piss on hospitality.
Can't-
I won't allow it.
It's a good reflection of the audience watching their movie. No one knows what the fuck is going on.
Oh my god, they're
I gotta
not even,
say-
they weren't even impressed by that.
But I gotta say, the reception on that RV TV, pretty fucking
Killer,
good for
bro.
1990.
Yeah,
Pretty fucking good.
Hero? Question mark.
Hero?
Get out of here, or you're going to be in a lot of trouble.
This guy was the fucking star of the movie. You can't convince me otherwise.
That's a good scream right there.
Hey, Ethan, can you scream like that real quick? I just want to see if I.
I probably can. I don't want to piss off my neighbors though. So
I like how his method for saving the girl was to full body tackle her.
What the fuck
Yeah,
is he
for real.
chasing after her for? Like, she's clearly running from something, and he's not
Yeah,
worried
yeah.
about what the fuck she's running from.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, get back here! You got a pussy! I want to fuck!
Jesus.
That's what they're all there for. They even say, you said there's gonna be bitches unleashed here.
Glad he
Acting.
turned into a tree.
Thank you. This is the scene.
Allow me to introduce myself.
So over the top.
I am Credence Leonor Gielgud of ancient Druid origins.
Like, why would anybody say of ancient Druid origins?
Didn't she seem like maybe an ancillary teacher in Harry Potter's like Hogwarts?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Ironic.
Yeah, substitute teacher for Hogwarts.
Yeah.
Transformation. Like it's
Plot
so
thick.
I didn't understand why she went upstairs when she was in pain.
I love how she fell up the stairs.
Yeah.
They're eating her. Oh, they're going to eat me. Oh my God!
There is a fly on his forehead. There's a fly on his forehead.
It's hot in there, bro.
Look at the fly.
There is a fly smack dab in the middle of his forehead.
It's the same fly that went into that guy's mouth on Raiders of the Lost Ark. Yeah.
He's always trying to get in the shot.
Yeah. He's an extra.
He was also on Mike Pence's head during the debate.
And actually, it's an unaccredited appearance of Jeff Goldblum. Actually.
Oh,
right,
there
you're
you
right.
go. Good one, Austin.
That's Brundle.
Nice.
Smoking dope.
Look, there's no one other than us in there.
But he was there before.
It's gotta be your imagination. Or hallucination. Are you still smoking dope, Holly?
I swear I
Are you still smoking dope,
Yeah,
Holly?
like he's not even upset. He's just like, oh,
I
come
love how
on.
did you notice how his shirt was uncut so low?
Yeah,
Oh,
but
yeah,
dude,
he's gotta
look
show
at that
those
pop
pecs,
collar
bro.
too,
Yeah,
man.
he's gotta
I
show
mean,
those
he
pecs.
popped his collar. Look at that. Oh,
Sex
dude. that's-
symbol.
Oh, badass.
George Hardy fucks.
The girl.
That's the name of my new improv
Yeah,
troupe.
dude.
George Hardy fucks.
Yes,
Oh,
and
sure.
maybe.
The girls.
Where do the girls from around here go at night?
You're right, bro. You ain't got no chance of no girls.
What the hell just happened?
That reminded me of that
I'm a
scene in
green jelly
Rambo.
sandwich.
I mean, in First Blood, when the cop shows up and takes
Right.
Rambo out of town.
Yeah.
He doesn't like
Yeah.
He doesn't like strangers in town. I thought the
Yeah.
same thing. The devil's drink.
I love. Oh, real quick, I love how that kid in real life is like a Mormon missionary too.
Yes.
So
Is he really?
Yes.
That's
yeah.
even better.
But he's like a really good musician too. But yeah, he's like a Mormon missionary. I thought that was funny.
The devil's drink.
Coffee.
There's no coffee here in Nilbog. It's the devil's drink.
Neil Bog.
Wait a minute, that's Goblet.
Nilbog! It's Goblet spelled backwards!
That was their red rum moment.
Kingdom!
The director probably thought this is gonna kill him in the
Oh,
theater.
yes.
Love it.
Dude, they're gonna
Yeah, they're
I
going to
thought
lose
that
their
was the battery
minds.
drop moment right there.
Yeah, yeah.
What was the battery drop moment for you guys? Was there one?
The
whole
corn.
movie?
the sweat.
Probably the
and,
corn.
The dream
The
where he's got the
corn,
branches at the
baby.
beginning.
Yeah, that dream is pretty tough to beat as
The
far as
dream
like
at the beginning.
Especially with the parents, the way the camera was angled and the parents
Yeah.
turn around. That was really cool.
The fourth wall. Somebody looks right at the camera.
Mom.
I'm going for a walk.
Hello, beautiful.
Hi.
She is very appetizing.
Appetizing?
Provocative. I thought you might enjoy one of my ancient recipes. It's a traditional dish in these parts. Oh, but you shouldn't have gone to so much trouble. No trouble.
Here it is.
Really?
Wow. The mom does it worse later on.
I missed that one.
I didn't catch that joke of just like this ancient recipe.
It's a cake.
Ancient, huh? I'll eat it later.
How would you make this movie? Do you not know?
Preach it.
Steak, sausages, and hot dogs.
Oh God, gross!
Fucking
Vegans, dude.
Humans infecting themselves, creating Hard-hitting, smelly bladders.
Oh God. So whenever they discover the kid right there, and he looks
They
up,
grab
the
his
teacher sees
face.
him, yeah, the hand grab was a fucking great shot. Also.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
Neil Bog ice cream.
I just want to shove his fucking face in there and make him eat it.
There it is.
That's not even a one though.
I know. There it is.
What are you doing to my son?
We're giving him some ice cream.
Not a big deal.
Giving him some ice cream in the bottom of
Hanging out in
his
the basement
basement.
over church.
Hey man, we don't own a refrigerator, but we got ice cream.
Are y'all Catholic?
I just love his urgent saying, "Hey man, what are you doing to my son?"
Hey, what is going on with you and my kid down here in this weird basement?
I shall wag my finger at you aggressively.
Ice cream.
Plant Man.
Grab the plot and drag me out quick.
It's so good. Oh my god. So fucking
I hope they
funny.
got paid okay for
What are you
this.
gonna do to me with that?
I'm going to make a nice milkshake for your
That's
friend.
such bad ADR, and I fucking love it so much.
The chainsaw's not even moving.
Oh my god, I didn't even notice that.
There it is.
Oh, okay, okay, there it is. Sorry.
The chain's just extremely fucking loose on it, though.
Flour.
Okay, who did it best, this or Scarface?
No shit. Dude. It
This
doesn't ever
part-
show what happens to Drew after that.
She turns him into milkshake. He's gone after that.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
So he dead.
When they reboot Harry Potter, they need to introduce more chainsaws. That's all.
So this part legit scared me because I was kind of paying attention to the movie, not really, but I think it works.
Oh yeah, them all unrhythmically clapping.
Grandpa Seth, come quick!
That got me. All right,
That's a little scene. That's very reminiscent of Phantasm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, totally.
little sexy dance. You got to put that on there.
Fuck yeah. Dang it.
There it is.
That fucking dead ass look while holding fucking corn. Okay.
This scared me
The
again.
best scene.
Looking at the camera.
Joshua?
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 I don't know. It's the Evil Dead thing of, especially like the Evil Dead 2. Whenever you're not expecting something to pop out of the side of the screen.
Deadite comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, every time. Stonehenge Magic Stone. It's like I said.
Here it is. Stonehenge magic stone. The goblin's magic power.
It would have been great if you would have thrown in like the little tiny Stonehenge from what is it?
Spinal Tap?
Spinal Tap. Yes.
I thought about that too. It's the Stonehenge stone magic in this stone.
It can talk. I was shocked when this goblin talked.
Our queen is calling us.
Never mind that. I'm looking at my favorite goblin.
Double-decker bologna sandwich.
So fucking confusing.
A double-decker bologna sandwich!
Fancy your blood. About the cholesterol.
It looks like she's just been eating sloppy joe.
He's not even eating.
What was so weird? He gave the kid a giant backpack and was like, "You'll know what to use."
One
I'm like,
sandwich.
"Yeah." It was like, "There's got to be a bomb in there or dynamite," and it's a sandwich about this big.
They took the whole package of bologna and put 2 pieces of bread on each side of it.
Now, what I find, and this is the most unbelievable part of this movie to me, but I don't know how y'all grew up, but in my house, a double-decker sandwich was 3 pieces of bread. Okay?
Thank you. Yes.
Right.
There was 2 pieces of bread there. I don't like this movie anymore. Turn it off.
It was like fucking 8 pieces of bologna.
Wrap it up, boys.
Last clip. Yummy mommy. I think I can show that.
No. I don't think you can.
But they're covered. It's green.
Do you want some?
They're actually food that just looks like it.
I don't.
That looked like actual terror right there.
I was expecting him to wake up and have it be a dream, and I'm glad it wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
me too.
music goes dark and sinister when the credits roll also. It's like, okay. Cool.
I agree with you.
You did it, Claudio.
Claudio,
You son of a bitch, you did it.
that's a wrap.
Yep.
Well, I mean, just watching those clips again, we were having fun. You know what I mean? So I think that speaks to what this movie is, and just the staying power of it, and how much fun people have with it. And like I said, it's something about it. It grows on you, even if you don't like it the first time you watch it. You'll be like, that wasn't bad. I might want to watch that.
And Ducky, the thing is, like you said before, we're watching his clips, and we are laughing our asses off because we're watching it together.
Together.
And
Yes,
that's what's up. And I'll say this too about this movie: if you give it a good director and a good budget, this could have been a really scary movie. It has all the elements of what a scary movie could be. The fish out of water element of going to a small town and everyone's out to get you. What was the Wicker Man? Or Midsummer. The person that is the outsider coming into a village.
But I would
And
never
the
want to
ending.
see this redone because
No.
place
No,
in horror for bad movies like this. Like Ed Wood had a wonderful run of bad horror movies. Even like you just said, the remake of The Wicker Man is considered one of the worst remakes.
Oh,
of
that's
all
pretty
time.
bad. That's
There's
awful.
a great place in everyone's heart for bad movies. Like Super Mario Brothers, the movie, is terrible. I fucking love it. Mortal Kombat, we watched it last week. It's terrible, but me and Dan Danzy still fans of it. You know what I mean? It's just there's a place for bad movies, and this is a background movie. This is or share with your friends movie. It's just one of those ones that sticks.
This is a movie where you get drunk with like 10 of your buddies and watch it for an evening.
Or really stoned and get scared.
Yeah,
because
there's a reason there's a lot of green in this movie.
Yeah,
I'm here for it.
Movie. All right, let's do some recommendations real quick. We got to go with first of all, Troll. Got to go with it. Jay was singing his praises. I've never seen it. I definitely want to watch it, but the way you were talking about it, Jay, you say this one holds up. Is that correct?
Well, I mean, it's very much a fantasy horror movie, and yes, I would consider it a horror movie for what he puts all these people through. And the thing is, like this scene right here, this is literally the first 5 minutes of the movie. This happens like immediately. So
that's a good troll too. That's some good puppetry. Yeah, good practical effects.
That's Sonny Bono. That scene I was telling you guys about turns into a pod, very similar to what happens to that girl.
Look at that stop motion, man. That stop motion's badass.
This lady's a witch. She's a good witch. She's badass. She's got a talking mushroom for a friend. Yeah, I said it. And then it's like the way it spreads. This guy's definitely a QAnon guy, like you said, David. There's Turok, who that I don't even remember that in the movie. That's a trailer cut right there. That's something you don't see. Got Noah halfway over here. Just got done fucking up the Gnark in Neverending Story. Coming to take on a troll.
I was gonna say it's a tray you wrote.
Yep, sure is. Oh, and this. Oh my God, the dance scene. You think the dance scene in Troll 2 was good? Wait till you see the smooth styles of Michael Moriarty in this movie.
Well, Jay, there's another connection. The two dance scenes. There's another connection.
It's really funny. Like I'm telling you, there's more connections than people give credit for. But yeah, no trolls in the second movie, so I'll give you that.
And then my second pick, I thought I had a clip for it, but I don't, sadly. Let me see if I can pull one up real quick. Oh, there we go. There it is. All right, let's pull that up. I apologize, guys. I'm dead air. Dead air. I don't know what to say. Dead air.
Oh yeah, you should
More dead
tell
air.
us about that movie that you recommend.
Yeah.
Oh, I
this
can't
movie
wait to
right-
hear about this movie Duck's going to recommend. I'm sure it's going to be great.
I bet it's
It's
going to
all
be
right.
an
Fuck it. I
awesome
can't even find a
clip.
good clip. Of
What
it.
movie do you recommend, Duck?
I
You know, I
recommend
love a good
Ernest
recommendation.
Scared Stupid.
Oh.
And
Wow.
somebody said it earlier.
Yeah.
Jay said it
because
earlier.
It's got trolls. It's trolls in that. But that movie legit scared me when I was a kid. And me,
Me too.
Jake, and Hobby watched it last year or the year before.
It's a great movie.
And we did a riff tracks of it, which got copyright struck, so I couldn't put it up. But we had so much fucking fun watching that movie. We laughed our asses off.
Was Ernest
And-
Scared Stupid?
Ernest Scared
Yeah.
Stupid,
I
yeah.
didn't
And
hear
it was a
Yeah.
blast to watch,
it was real
especially
fun.
that's another one you want to sit around with your friends and watch and just rip apart
Oh,
because
it's so bad.
and in a wonderful nostalgic kind of way. I think each of us here probably has some love for some Ernest movies, or at least seen one.
Dude,
or two.
Ernest is the shit.
Ernest
Yeah.
Goes to Jail is the shit.
Yeah.
Ernest Goes to Camp will probably always be my
It's
favorite.
always the
now.
best. It's the
Ernest
first one. It's
Saves
the original.
Christmas. What are you
But
talking
Ernest
about?
Goes to
That's-
Jail is the best.
Ernest Goes to Jail is really fucking good.
But Ernest Scared Stupid, I saw in theaters when I was a kid, and then after that, my uncles would pick on me about the troll getting me, and I was legit scared. I thought I was going to get kidnapped and turned into a little clay figure.
Yeah,
And,
dude. That'll fuck you up.
Keep lots of milk around.
Oh, it happened to you too, Jay. I'm just saying, dude. It's one of those ones that it sticks with you, like, and it's a fun movie. And the ending scene. Who said it earlier? The outfits are the killer clowns from outer space, just repainted.
No,
Yeah.
some of the outfits are from this movie too.
Both.
Are
Yeah,
they?
I was gonna say it's both
Oh,
of
no
them.
shit.
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Some of them, like the one major clown one you can tell is definitely a rehash. But yeah, there's
Yeah,
also
they got flesh tone paint on over.
yeah, that
I'm
look like
just so
like
happy.
shit brown.
Yeah.
I'm so happy, Jake, that you love the same troll I did, or goblin, or whatever it was, the big-eyed one. Like that.
Yeah,
one,
that
the
guy's the
really
best.
freaky-eyed one.
Yeah.
It makes me so happy.
There's my
Well,
favorite
guys,
goblin.
Is there anything else you guys want to say about the movie or anything?
I just want to give a shout out to the witch, Deborah. I forget her name.
Deborah Reed.
Yeah, Deborah Reed. She was so badass, man. She
Over
was
the
really
top.
good, so over the top, and it was just so cool to see like her really just. Everyone else is kind of confused.
Yeah,
She was
she
the
may have
only
not had
person that-
direction, but she did not act like it.
She was
she
locked
was
She
in.
not
could have been a
confused.
villain in Swamp Thing or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was really bummed because like we're looking up all the actors, and I thought for sure this girl definitely had to have done something else. Like she was so good. So yeah, man, it was so much fun. The documentary was great. I really enjoyed it. I'm glad we did it, and I'm glad I got to I listened to you guys and watched it with Lindsay, and then watched the documentary because it really was. I just smiled the entire time.
An experience. For
It's a
sure.
great double feature.
Good to
especially-
smile.
Yeah.
Fun stuff. Well, guys, David, where can they find you on the internet? Let's give some shout outs here.
Facebook, Stop Motion Nightmares, Children of Dave on Instagram, and then a week from tomorrow, Addison Improv. Come out, Comedy from the Dork Side. It's gonna be awesome.
Fuck yeah, I can't wait for that show. You can find us on the internet. Join our social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at /WeArePodcast. You can check out the podcast. Head over to Podbean. It's wearepodcast.podbean.com, where you can watch listen to We Are Air, where we talk movies, entertainment, whatever the fuck we want to talk about. That's me, Jake, and Javi. Hopefully, we're recording tomorrow, talking about some of that new Mortal Kombat. Also, you can check out We Are Bagu. Me and Ethan are going to be starting to record again soon on this, so we talk Atari to Steam and everything in between. Can't wait to. We're going to talk about some Flash games. Hopefully, we'll have a Mortal Kombat cast where we invite all y'all on that. Gyros, a Dungeons and Distraction side quest where we play some D&D. Also, hopefully, once school is done, we can do another session of that. And finally, you can join our Discord. The link will be in the description of this. And you can check us out every Monday for Camp Slash Horrorcast, where we talk horror movies from the past at 8 p.m. Central Time. Next week is The Evil Dead. So super excited about that one. Another really good movie in the row here. I'm excited to talk about. I love the first movie, love the second movie, and the third movie. So down the line, we're going to have a great conversation. We're going to do Evil Dead one a month up until we get to the remake. So Evil Dead this month, in May, and then June we're going to do Evil Dead 2. July we're going to do Army of Darkness, and then August we will do the remake. So we're going to do those in the first week of every month. Super excited to talk some Evil Dead. Guys, thank you so much for watching Troll 2 and being here for the cast this week. Appreciate it so much. With that said, Ethan, please